thanks for coming along for another draw along. It's been so lovely seeing all the amazing pictures you've been doing. I've really enjoyed it. It's made me feel really happy, so thank you very much for sharing. We're going to do another one today along the theme of birthdays or parties, but today we are going to do it with a sausage dog, which I also like to draw, and they're very good fun for any occasion, but particularly for parties. A few people have asked me, so I just thought I would share. They've been asking what pen I'm using. My pen is covered in ink, as you can see, but it is a Tombow pen. You see it like that? It's actually a calligraphy pen, and it's got this kind of nib that it's slightly flexible, so but what's nice is that when the ink dries it doesn't bleed, so that means it doesn't run with water, so that's why I like drawing it, and I like that it's got like a flexible nib. If I'm not trying to draw quickly like this, if I'm doing for a job, then I'll use a special pen that's called a dip pen, like, where are we? Like this, and it's got metal tip, and I dip it into ink, and then I draw it. But the only trouble with that, you get lovely inky lines, but you have to wait for the ink to dry before you put the paint on. So for the purpose of draw-alongs, I use my trusty Tombow, and just normal watercolour paints and pencils. So you can gather up, you just need a piece of paper, your pen or pencil. You don't have to draw with a pen, you can use a pencil. I've got some colour pencils and I've got some paint, but you can colour with whatever you like, okay? Right, let's get started, shall we? We're going to make our sausage, I can't even say it. We're going to make our sausage dog nice and long, and you will see why in a minute. Well, or in a few minutes maybe. I weirdly like to start drawing my sausage dogs at the tail. So we're going to go all the way over to this side, and we're going to do like a half moon like this, and then back round like that. Okay? And then we're going to draw our dog's back. Now it's basically a straight line with a bit of a wibble. You see it sort of going up and down like that. Now you can make your sausage dog as long as you like. And who doesn't like a long sausage dog? The longer the better. Right, now I've stopped here because this is a bit where we're going to put a collar, and we're going to just make it slightly higher up and just bring it across. Don't bring it up, we're not going to close it just yet because we're going to see how thick his neck becomes, but this just helps. Okay, and then up a little bit more. And then we are going to go, we're going to put the ear. Now, this is a point where you can decide if you want your sausage dog to wear a party hat or not. And I think I do want my dog to wear a hat. So you can put a crown on, or I'm quite a big fan of doing these cone-shaped hats, like I did on the guinea pig. And this one I'm going to put a pom-pom on, but instead of just drawing a circle, I'm just going to do little marks like that, little dots, which indicates a fluffy pom-pom, and you can make your pom-pom as big or as little as you like. Yeah, it's got quite a big pom-pom. Okay, and now we're going to come back below the hat here, and we're going to do a nice big ear. Now sausage dogs have lovely long floppy ears. It's one of their best features. So give him a nice generous triangular shaped ear. Yeah. And then we go back up to just below the, I don't know if how well you can see, but you see how I've not joined the neck right to the edge of the hat, and I'm going to start the top of the head just below the edge of the hat, and that just helps it to look as if the hat is sitting on the dog rather than sort of glued on it. Just adds that little bit of extra. Now we're going to go down for the forehead and up for the nose. Okay, so it's like a sweeping thing, and then we're going to pop a little nose on the end. Colour mine in a little bit. Okay, like this. Maybe you're making a clown sausage dog, and you could put like a big, you could be wearing one of those elasticated clown noses. Right, and he's going to have a lovely smile. And I just make just a little bit thicker there at the end. That just helps. And then his little mouth comes under like this. Okay. And now you can finish doing your collar. Yeah, like that. And you could even have it popping out here a little bit. And the eye, you see where you've dipped down, you're gonna come across, and it's kind of, you're gonna got to look and see what feels right, but I think around about there is good for me. I'm gonna do my slightly tear shape eye. Like this, always looking very happy. I do like it. And I'm going to just draw my elastic from my band. Now, I've not designed that very well. Maybe the elastic is going to be coming from behind there, and it's going to come over there. You can kind of make these things up a little bit. It can be a bit wonky. Okay, so now we've got to do around the chest. So we're going to come sweep down and around, okay? And next we're going to do the legs, which can be a little bit tricky, but don't worry, we'll make it as easy as possible. So we've got the chest coming there, and we go back up here, and this leg is up, he's trotting along. So you're kind of making slightly sausagey legs, and they kind of go in a bit at the end, or at least my sausage dog legs do. And then a bit back from there, just at the elbow, you're going to have the next one. Now remember, they don't have very big long legs, you just got little legs and a little bit fatter at the end. Okay, and then let's get the tummy in, which is always important. It goes up a bit towards the end, like that, you see? Now we've got, let's have a look and see. Sometimes I find it easier to then go back and draw in the back of the dog, just so that I know. I've done that a little bit high actually, never mind. So then I need the tummy to come a little bit more. And then we've got the back leg, starts back here, and it goes back like that, okay? And the other leg is going to be coming kind of here, and he's sort of trotting, so it's a little bit like that. Okay, and then we can draw our ground lines like this. Remember our waggy tail? Waggy tail. And this little foot is trotting, and this one too. So maybe the ears are flapping too. And actually, why not? Let's draw the other side of the other ear, the underside of the other ear there. You might want to make a pattern on your hat. I think I did stars on the last one, so I'm doing a stripy hat this time. There we go. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Now, the reason I have made our sausage dog extra long is that he's carrying a special load of, can you guess what they're going to be if I draw it? See if you can remember from last time. Doop. That's right. Birthday cupcakes. And I'm going to put a little candle on them. Like this. Do you remember how we did the icing? You'll be able to do it better than me. And you can do as many cupcakes as you like. How about, if you're doing this for someone's birthday, how about you do the number of cupcakes with candles? Maybe it's their 6th birthday, maybe it's their 10th birthday. And you could do that number of cupcakes. What do you think? Or you could do, what about you could do some cupcakes and you could do some presents. You could do a wobbly jelly. You could do other party food. What things, or maybe it's something that the person that you are giving it to, maybe it's something you know that they really like. You could draw that. Or you can just do cupcakes like me. They're all going a bit wibbly wobbly because I'm rushing. He's doing a very clever job of balancing the cupcakes, isn't he? Now remember, you can pause or fast forward the video just to suit how you're drawing. You don't need to rush at all. I'm quite enjoying this one. Now I can start thinking about what colours I might use. What colour am I going to make that pom-pom? I think that's probably enough, because if I did another one it might be a bit of a fire hazard with the pom-pom. What do you think? But what we could do, because I've got this little space here, I might give a nice big bow on the back here. What do you think? Like that. Looks a bit like a trumpet. Right, just do some ribbon. So you can add all sorts of things to your pictures and it makes it look different and special, because it's all about how you like to do it. Just doing a little bit of smoke for the things. And I think one last thing, because I do love drawing them so, I think he could have a big party balloon on his tail, like this. Maybe do some shiny bits, or you could, because you could write the number again, the number of the birthday, or a letter for the birthday. Or you could do some nice bunting. I'll show you how I do my bunting. I do a scoopy line like this, and then I do triangles. So what should we do? Yeah. Yeah. Then one for the space. Then I just write it in. You can write any message you like. Bunting is really, really good for that. Always makes it look good. Happy birthday! It was definitely a birthday one. Now, I think we've got the drawing done. I actually think you could do like just a couple of little tufts of hair just there coming out. So pen down and we are ready for colour. Now I think I might start with colouring the actual dog. So I've got my paints here, but like I said, you can use anything at all. You don't have to use paint. You can use whatever you like. So I'm going to do the nice trick of going to wet most of the body just to get it started. And you see how I put the water over and that pen doesn't bleed? That's what I mean about waterproof pen. Yeah, you might have found when you've been doing your own work that some pens you've used have gone all kind of, the ink has bled. Other times you might have found pens that don't, it just depends. You can get water-soluble pencils as well, which are really nice to draw with. Now, I quite like an orangey sausage dog, but an orangey brown sausage dog, but you can do yours any colour at all. And the best thing about being an illustrator is you could make a purple sausage dog, and that would be absolutely fine and brilliant. Okay, oh, look, so I'm going to do mine as a nice kind of chestnutty brown colour. Get lots of paint on there and let it bleed. And can I gently go up? I'm trying not to get it on the ribbon, but again I'm trying to go a little bit quicker because I don't want everybody getting bored. But I won't be offended if you're fast forwarding through these bits. And don't worry, like I said before, don't worry if you go over lines, if things go a little bit wrong, just keep going. Don't give up on your picture. Okay, because once it's gone in the bin, you can't do anything to save it. But right up until that point, you can do things to save it. So I'm getting the colour and I'm going all the way along, down to his little feet. I wonder whether any of you have a sausage dog at home. We have a big dog called Painter. She's a pointer, Painter the pointer. But if I was to have a small dog, I would love to have a sausage dog. And I think I would have to call that sausage dog Sizzle. Sizzle the sausage dog. So when I go around the eye, I'm just leaving a little bit, only because it helps the eye stand out a little bit more. Don't worry if you don't do this. It's just something that I do. And you might have a different way of doing your eye. Oh, look at that. Now, while your paint is wet, it's very shiny on the camera. Let's see if I can, yeah. See? So while your paint is wet, you can add other colours to it. So I've made mine predominantly brown, but I could add in some nice kind of orangey across the top. And when you do things like this, the paint kind of bleeds together and it just helps to kind of bring him to life a little bit more, really, and just gives a little bit more depth to the colour, and it's just fun. I just like it. I really enjoy seeing how the paint bleeds together, because sometimes you don't really know what it's going to do. So I'm going to bring it and move the paint around. You see how I'm kind of moving it around? It kind of dances about the water a bit. So he's got that nice kind of redness coming. Sorry, the light's kind of shining on it. And then I might just get a slightly darker brown, or you could use like a blue grey would be nice. And just to go in the back, the areas that you'd have a little bit of shadow. And again, that just really helps to kind of give your dog a bit of shape. So in that area there by the hip and down. And if, like me, you've got a bit too much water, a little bit too, I like to keep some tissue paper next to me when I paint, so that if I've got a bit too much water, I just touch it on. I don't press down, I just touch it and it soaks it up. And that means then that I can go back in and pop that colour in and it works a lot better. So I think his chest would have a little bit dark, and I think it would be a bit dark round by the collar and under the ribbon. And that was, it's just like its shadow. Okay. And when your paint is wet, you can just touch it on and then just let the paint do the hard work. Let the paint take the colour wherever it wants to go. Okay. Right. I'm going to just dot a little bit under each cake, just to kind of give a little indication of shadow as well. Okay, right, what should we colour next? I think I'm going to do that balloon. What do we think? What colour for the balloon should we do? Should be a nice blue. A blue balloon. I take the colours, so you could do it by putting the water down and then dropping your colour on, or you can go straight on it like I've done. If you go straight on it like I've done, it really helps if you just leave a bit of the white paper showing at the top, and then that gives a nice indication of the light reflecting in the balloon. And what is also a good idea is once you've got your colour on, you get more colour on your paintbrush and just dab it at the bottom of the balloon, and that will help make it feel more rounded, and it'll kind of bleed up. Okay, like that. But keep it to kind of one side so it looks like it's got the shape of the balloon. Okay. Now, what colour cupcake cases should we do? We can do, I'll tell you what, I might do use some pencil for my cupcake cases. I've got lots of really nice pencils and my children have taken them and gone off with them, and I'm not sure where they are. So I've had to borrow some of their pencils, which are nice and sharp, but not quite so good. Anyway, I'm just going to do, I'm not colouring it all in, I'm just doing like in the dents. I'm going to do pink and purple. So if I do just kind of in the dents, whoopsie, I've done that wrong. It also helps make it look as though it's popping out. They're not in a good order, but never mind. Okay, and what do we think? Some orange on the flames. I really like these pencils. These are my nice pencils, and that's why my children like to take them, because they're really, really nice colours, and the colour goes on really nicely. You know how sometimes you get pencils and they're not very good colour. The colour's not very bright. Well, these ones are not like that. And that's why whenever I go to my desk, the pencils have gone. Now, I think I'm going to give him some stripes on his hat. Like that. And I'm going to give him a nice red bow. A bit like that. It's bleeding a little bit, but I'm not worried. Quite like it when the paint bleeds into other areas. I don't really like it when things are too perfect. I think it's quite nice when you can see where somebody's made the odd mistake. Because, you know, handmade things are rarely perfect, if ever. And that's what's so charming about them. Now I feel like my balloon I'm tipping my balloon back down. Can you see? Because it's kind of gone a bit flat because all the colour had moved to the top. So I'm tipping it so that the colour comes down a wee bit and make it have its shape back. So you can go on to colour in your bunting, can be any colour. You could have it multicoloured, do whatever you like with it. Sometimes if you put the paint on a little bit too thickly, you lose the colour, you can not see the writing. So I get my trusty bit of tissue and I just soak it up. You see? Magic. And I do it with this one. Just touch it and it soaks it up. And then you can see it again. Yeah, so don't panic. If you put it on and you can't, and you think, oh no, I put too much on, just get your tissue and don't hit it down. Don't push it down. Just let it soak it up a wee bit. Okay, look. So too much on here. So I just get a corner of the tissue like that and just touch it on. Panic over it. And also remember, you can always, once it's dry, you can write back over the top of your bunting. There's no reason at all why you can't do that. And you can take time to find some colours that go really nicely. I've rushed mine, I've not really put much thought into what's looking good, but it's fun all the same. We put a little bit of green. Oh, that's a nice green. Do you know, I find green the hardest colour to paint with. Isn't that funny? I love green in nature. I think it's such a great colour, but to paint with it, I find it difficult. Right, so we are nearly done. Just give them. We just need to do some pom-pomming and a little bit of shadow, and we are good to go. So do you remember how I did on the guinea pig last time? I did some shadow on the white bits. So we've got white bits on our icing because I've just wanted this to have white icing, but of course you can make it go pink or anything at all. So I've just got a little bit of, this is actually called Payne's Grey, but it's a kind of like a bluey grey. But if you wanted it to have pink icing, you could do this with a pink, and just don't paint all of the icing, just sort of touch on, and then it'll look as though the light is hitting the icing. And I think I'm going to give my candles some stripes like this, touching it on. How is yours looking? How is it looking? I hope you're enjoying doing it. And I think that's just about it. Might just add a little bit of shadow there. And if it goes too far, just gently stroke it off again. Yeah. What's the key? Don't panic. Oh, I've still forgotten his pom-pom. What colour shall I do the pom-pom? What colour shall I do it? I think I might do... I'm going to use my just clear water. I'm going to put it on like that, and then I'm going to get a nice bit of what colour shall I do? It's kind of purpley. I'm going to just dot it in. I think I might even have too much water on there. Dab a wee bit off. Let's try that. Gonna bleed. You can kind of just ease it out and it looks all pom-pom-ish. And you know what's a really good thing to do with something like a pom-pom? You can get your colour and put it on your paintbrush. Now make sure you do this not all over nice soft furnishings, but you just take it and look, just gently flick it. You get little pom-pommy splatter. Can you see? I lift it up. That'll look really fun when it's dry. I do like a little bit of spatter. You could do that for your, you know, with some orange for the dog or for the balloon, whatever you like. Because it's your picture, you can do whatever you like. I'll add a bit more blue to my balloon. Sometimes when your paint dries, it goes a bit pale, and so you might like to add some more colour in once you see your painting dry a bit, and you can go back into it and add, you know, if you want more shadow, you can add it in. Add in little bits of detail if you want. But I quite like these bits where you can see how the paint has bled, so you're best not fussing with it too much, which I'm doing right now. I come from the do as I say, not as I do school. You heard that saying? It's one of my favourites. That's quite good though. I kind of want to have a bit more shadow for those. There we go. Right, I think we have finished. I'll just add a little bit more shadow underneath. And then remember to write your name. Oh, and I nearly forgot the very best thing about this is the idea I had behind doing this sausage dog was that I thought you would be able to make it into a card, because if you take your sorry, I'm fiddling now. That was annoying me that didn't have shadow. If you take your card, once it's completely dry, and you could fold it in half. I can't do it because mine's not wet, but if you folded it in half, you would have the most brilliant birthday card in the world, and you would have the sausage dog wrapping all the way around your card, and that would be amazing. I wonder if I turn the light off whether you'll see it a bit better. You see it? There you go. There's the sausage dog. I hope you guys have fun, and as ever, post and share and let me see how you've done. All right, take care. Bye bye.